all three people using augments. So we have scanner, suppressor, and operator. Let's say scanner sees that it's going to be chest 3 and chest 2. If it's the first damage phase, that means that the boss is always going to go to orange side. The general idea is scanner is going to take whatever the closest chest is. So we have like our scannerator, we'll make them orange. So we have like our scanner. Our scanner, you're going to drop 2 cores. We usually try to drop the back 2 cores. Scanner's going to pick up first, and he's going to run to whatever the closest chest is. The reason for that is because they're solo running, whereas for the other core, you're going to have 2 people running the core, and you're waiting anyways. So you may as well give Scanner the closest chest, so that way they have less time on their augment. Whoever's operator is going to stand next to their core, and they're going to wait to drop. So op is going to stand next to the core. They're going to wait, and then they're going to break the scanner out of their detainment. As soon as they do, they're going to pick up their core, and they're going to start running. And you can even have them stop right at the middle of the encounter. And they're just going to wait here. What your suppressor is going to do is your suppressor is going to suppress as quickly as possible. I usually go this way. It's really just personal preference. The goal for suppressors is to only have one person get detained. As soon as they hit the last sup, they're going to meet this person, and they're going to take their core, and then both people now are going to run to where you dunk the augment. And then whoever's deactivated is going to dunk their augment as soon as possible. So if it's Scanner, Scanner would dunk their augment right after they deposit their core. And then if it's either Operator or Suppressor, they're both going to go together to where they dunk the augment. And then whoever's deactivated dunks right away. That's the biggest thing you need to worry about, is dunking as soon as possible. As soon as they do that, then whoever is Suppressor is going to look at their radiation. And their radiation is going to count up, right? Like 6, 7, 8. As soon as their radiations hits 8, then they're going to count down 3, 2, 1, take. You can do it really however you want. Ideally, you just want to wait as long as possible without them dying. So if you count down this way, then you'll usually take right as they're on the way from 9 to 10. So they'll be somewhere between 9 and 10, and the timing works out really well. Like, if that's too complicated for you, just ignore that. Think about suppressors going to hold the core until their radiation gets too high. As soon as they do that, then operator is going to take the core back, and then he's going to wait until his radiation hits 8. As soon as he gets to 8 radiation, he's going to deposit. So right now the boss is on he's on orange, and then now he's going to go to another side, right? So let's pretend that he's going to go to spawn. As soon as the boss is closer, as soon as he crosses like an imaginary line that makes him closer to the new side than where he was before, you want to ideally be about 15 seconds on the augment deactivated timer. That's how you know you're in like a good spot as far as time goes, right? So as soon as that happens, then just whoever's deactivated is going to pick up their core or pick up their augment. And then if you're Scanner, you're going to scan your cores as soon as you can. If it was one of the other two, you don't really need to worry about it. The only really last thing you need to know is you want to wait to drop the second 2 cores, because the boss is going to do his like purple overhead attack. What we usually do is we start shooting on 4. So just count how many times the circle appears behind you. It's like 1, 2, 3. And then whenever the 4th one shows up, that's when you start shooting the other cores. I want to say you have like 6 or 7, but you don't want to wait too late. If you're dropping cores very quickly, then you can like wait later. If you're not dropping and you're wiping, you can shoot earlier, but 4 seems to be a pretty good sweet spot. And then after that, same thing. So like, let's say for example, that the second 2 cores are now 4 and 6, right? Then same thing, you would have your scanner. Your scanner would run to the closest chest, which is 3. And then your operator is going to wait, break them out of the detainment, and then they're going to start running the core. For the second core, it's a lot more important that they stay close because they're going to be very high radiation. So often I'll tell whoever's running the operator to stop just far enough that they're not getting like slammed by the boss, or like basically in the middle. And then same thing, your suppressor. I usually go this way. Again, it's just preference. I usually go from here to here to here. And then from here, I'll run and I'll pick up the chest. And at this point, we both move together. And if my radiation is high, I'll tell operator to take it back. And then we just juggle it. And then as soon as you get to the chest for the second one, you dunk. Whoever's deactivated, ideally dunk your augment before you start damage phase. And then after that, you just go to damage. And that's pretty much it. The only difference for the speedrun strat is ideally you want a 2-phase and have no deaths in between. And then instead of holding the augment, you can just have whoever's deactivated dunk and die, and you get their res. But this is like the trio flawless strat, and this is the safer strat to teach because it allows for people to die in between. So yeah, that's the trio Taniks in a nutshell.